tutorial video to kind of explain the closing process for Lyfts, as some people, even drivers, don't find the process very clear. This is not an official video from Lyft. This is just me trying to help streamline the process just so you have a better understanding of how it works. This is the driver's screen that he or she gets at the end of the Lyft. Comments and 5 stars, just like a passenger. And this is the passenger screen. So $4 is our total for this Lyft. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, how do we get to $4? We'll figure this out by hitting the Visa button where the arrow is. So we click that. This is our tip screen. We're not going to go over tipping yet. There's a question mark button above the plus sign. We hit that. And there we go. So this is how pricing works. If you ever a question of how long, a ride will end up costing and the time and everything. So it's mainly distance over time. You have a trust and safety fee, which goes into more depth below if you want to read it yourself. And then the minimum, which is $4. If you think about it, a minimum Lyft is going to give the driver $3.20. And then 80 cents will go to Lyft. I guess before we get into the tipping process, I might as well explain the 5-star rating system. So essentially, your driver is rated on 4 criteria. And in fact, if you hit less than 5 stars in your closing screen, you can see an option come up for the 4 of them. Your driver is graded on safety, cleanliness, navigation, and friendliness. And so as far as tipping goes, I would say if they fulfilled all 4 of those categories, safety, navigation, cleanliness, and friendliness, you should give them not only 5 stars, but probably a tip. And how much, is depending on how much you feel. I generally try to go by the whole restaurant and service industry, give 15 to 20%. Again, that's up to you, but if they go above and beyond, providing water and gum, candy, or you just really enjoy driving with them, I would, give the service industry standard. Because you also have to consider, yes, they are taking 80% of this total fare, but at the same time, they are also providing their own personal car, paying for gas and maintenance. And so giving a little bit extra does help, keep them on the road. And you want to do that, especially with your really, really good drivers that you enjoy riding with. Tipping is pretty easy. You just hit plus minus from this $4. Once you're satisfied, you go to the top left corner, hit back. Once you're done, this is for the iPhone. Android's a bit different. You come back to this screen, you hit the stars by accident, and you go down here and you want to adjust your tip, go to the top left corner where that money tag is, hit that, and it comes back up. If that was too quick, let's try it again. So hit your stars. Oh, wait, I want to adjust. Top left corner, you hit that, and then you can adjust to your heart's content. And then once you're finished, you come down to the comment section, and you can write your comments. And to be honest, if you write something funny or nice to us, or even critical, where it's like, hey, you need to improve, drivers will get it. Hit submit, and you're done. So the next day, I get a summary that looks like this. If you look at the 3rd row, you see $8. And it takes $160 out, right? That's 20%. In the next row, you see it's the same thing, but I get $11.40. That $5 is not part of that 20%. So I get the $5 without it being subtracted. That goes directly to me. So the 20% is not factored in when you give me a tip. So keep that in mind for your drivers as well. Is what you tip goes directly to the driver. And then you'll get a receipt in your mail. Obviously, you get the charge. Pretty straightforward. If you added a tip, it'll say that. In this particular case, since it was a tutorial, you won't see it, but normally you will. And that's pretty much it. Again, this is not an official Lyft video. I'm just a driver, and I felt like a lot of people needed the system clarified. It's a little bit different on Android. I don't think it's so far different other than the tip screen where you need to hit done instead of back. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and happy lifting.